to his own Congress leaders. Yes, I am getting Saurabh Bharadwaj reaction. Senior Aam Aadmi Party leader, Saurabh Bharadwaj, on air please.
आ सकते हैं, आपके पास इन सीढ़ियों के बीच में एक सीढ़ी है, तो आप पहले उस सीढ़ी पे जो है अपनी बात रखिए, और मुझे लगता है ये बात ठीक है, इसके अंदर कोई गलत बात नहीं है। तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि आप माननीय हाई कोर्ट के पास अपनी बात रखें, तो हम हाई कोर्ट के अंदर जो है अब जाएंगे और अपनी बात रखेंगे, और हमें पूरा यकीन है कि कोर्ट जो है हमें रिलीफ देगा।
तो लगता है कि जल्दबाजी में ये अति उत्साह में सुप्रीम कोर्ट चले गए, जबकि हाई कोर्ट का रास्ता था बीच में। उम्मीद थी कि पहले जाना चाहिए था, लेकिन डायरेक्ट हाई सुप्रीम कोर्ट जाना लगता है कि कदम सही नहीं था।
देखिए, हमारे तो उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में हैं, कोई क्रिमिनल, कोई जेब कतरा, कोई स्मगलर, वो कोई ना जेल में। 18 विभाग रखने वाले दिल्ली के उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में हैं। हम तो हर जगह अर्जी लगाएंगे, हम तो सबसे ऊपर भगवान के यहाँ भी अर्जी लगाएंगे। हम ये नहीं सोचेंगे कि नहीं पहले लोअर कोर्ट चले जाएं, हाई कोर्ट चले जाएं, हम तो सबसे ऊपर भगवान के आगे अर्जी लगा रहे हैं रात से कि भगवान कुछ करे। तो इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो कहा है वो हम करेंगे।
तो क्या आम आदमी पार्टी भगवान भरोसे है?
देखिए, पूरी दुनिया भगवान भरोसे है, और ये जो मान ले वही उसी का कल्याण है जल्द से जल्द। जो नहीं मानता उसको नहीं पता चलता।
उम्मीद हाई कोर्ट से कुछ राहत मिलेगी?
बिल्कुल उम्मीद है, हाई कोर्ट से उम्मीद है, ईश्वर से भी उम्मीद है। पंजाब वाला, हाँ पंजाब।
So that was Aam Aadmi Party leader Saurabh Bharadwaj saying that everyone has his trust on God. But it was very interesting what Ajay Makan, whom we just heard prior to Saurabh Bharadwaj, Swapnil Kothari and Ashwini Dubey, and I'm also going to be joined in by my colleague Piyush and Chavan, that he was, rather than sending a message to the BJP or taking on the Aam Aadmi Party, he was trying to send a message to his own leaders. If you heard it correctly, he said, I would want to tell this to my fellow congressmen, that this money was being used by the Aam Aadmi Party in Goa against the Congress, because there is a division within the Congress that whether to support the Aam Aadmi Party or not to support the Aam Aadmi Party. Swapnil, it's very ironical that complete, how do I say so, there is no clarity in the Congress party whether to support the Aam Aadmi Party or to go against the Aam Aadmi Party. Division right there. So they really don't know whether they should be standing shoulder to shoulder with the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi, who's in the CBI remand, or should be taking on him. Swapnil.
Yes, Aishwarya, this in fact bodes well for 2024, because BJP will be very happy with a fractured opposition, because here itself, within the Congress itself, there is a fracture as to whether they should be supporting AAP or not. And then obviously, that being the case, there is not going to be any support between the two, or there is not going to be a collection, or they're not going to be collectively together against the BJP. So to that extent, it's a cakewalk for BJP. But in other ways, I'm not happy. One of the things, Aishwarya, is that there has to be an opposition. Whether we vote for the BJP or we don't vote for the BJP, there has to be an opposition for the democracy to function properly. And if you have a fractured opposition of this sort, where there is no clarity, absolutely myopic vision, absolutely expedient.
No, Swapnil, you have an opposition, but the problem is, Swapnil, you have an opposition. But the Congress party is unable to understand Ashwini Dubey and Swapnil. Swapnil, we have an opposition. But the opposition does not want Rahul Gandhi at the helm of affairs. KCR holds a meeting, calls everyone else, but not Rahul Gandhi. If you remember, in that massive rally, every other opposition leader was called in, but they cannot accept the leadership of a person who's unable to control his own party. And similarly, when Rahul Gandhi's so-called Bharat Jodo Yatra culminated in the state of Jammu and Kashmir, apart from the national conference or one here, one there, no major leader went. You are asking for an Arvind Kejriwal, Mamta Banerjee, Sharad Pawar, Akhilesh Yadav to accept the leadership of Rahul Gandhi, the person who is unable to declare his presidency in his own party. So that's the irony. But as far as this issue of corruption is concerned, Ashwini, on the issue of corruption, Congress is undivided. Yeah, okay.
Yes,
okay, Swapnil, make
you have said.
अश्विनी जी, एक छोटा सा पॉइंट कर देता हूँ मैं। ऐश्वर्या जी, मेरा बोलना का यही मतलब है कि भाई जब चेहरा ही नहीं है किसी ऑपोजिशन का, जैसे बीजेपी का चेहरा है, जब चेहरा ही नहीं तो क्या ऑपोजिशन है? और मुझे तो कोई ऑपोजिशन में दम लगता ही नहीं है वैसे। बट इट्स ओके नाउ एज फार एज द करप्शन एस्पेक्ट इज कंसर्न्ड, यू आस्क्ड Ashwini ji speak. Let Ashwini ji speak.
Aishwarya Bhai,
Right.
similar statement was made by Digvijay Singh today in Bhopal. What Digvijay Singh said कि यहाँ वहाँ जटिया जी यहाँ जा रहे हैं, तो पचौरी जी यहाँ जा रहे हैं, तो राहुल जी यहाँ जा रहे हैं. Either you unite और 2024 में कोई नाम लेने वाला नहीं होगा. So this was made at the Madhya Pradesh meeting, and similarly here see you Ajay Makkan is a tall leader. He has been having the many ministries when the Sheila Dikshit was in power. So he understands Delhi's politics very well. And here, if we relate with this case, it's a clear-cut case.
No, he was a tall leader. No, Ashwini, let me rephrase that for you. Ashwini, let me rephrase that for you. Yes, he has mass support, but he was a tall leader. The Gandhis and the Vadras do not want any leader who has any mass support, any support of the masses to rise within the Congress party, and that's the reason why any leader who has any mass support has been sidelined. But that's food for thought for another discussion. That's the time I have on this bulletin. We are going to be back after a very short break. Don't go anywhere. Thank you, Ashwini and Swapnil. We are going to be back.
Thank you.
These are the dramatic visuals from the Aam Aadmi Party office, and there you can clearly see the kind of face-off which is going on between the police and the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas. This is the police and the RAF, the forces which has been deployed to control the situation over here, and the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas pushing the police over here and the forces over there. They are just trying to cross the barricade, and this is the protest which is going on regarding this. Manish Sisodia last evening was arrested.
स्टैंडिंग कमेटी के चुनाव की काउंटिंग पीसफुली हुई, लेकिन जैसे ही भारतीय जनता पार्टी को लगा कि वो स्टैंडिंग कमेटी का चुनाव हार रहे हैं, उन्होंने हमारी मेयर पर बुरी तरह से हमला किया.
चौथा कैंडिडेट आम आदमी पार्टी का चुनाव हार चुका है, लेकिन आम आदमी पार्टी अरविंद केजरीवाल के कहने के ऊपर यहाँ गुंडागर्दी कर रही है.
Protest has begun, action is here, and in fact the Aam Aadmi Party workers and the leaders have started gathering at Chandigarh outside BJP headquarters, and even they started protesting. They are raising the slogans against BJP government, and in fact more MLAs and ministers are coming to join this protest just because after Delhi is the government of Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, and here the high expectations that maximum support and maximum people are going to join this protest, and heavy police deployment is here, and even the police has prepared with the water cannons, tear gas shells, and extra force has been called in to block these protesters at this point only.
Live pictures of Manish Sisodia, who is now being taken out from the CBI headquarters. You can clearly see that Manish Sisodia is now being taken to Rouse Avenue. Try to follow him. Live visuals of this very convoy. ये वो गाड़ी है इसमें मनीष सिसोदिया बैठे. सर आप कोऑपरेट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? मनीष जी, आपसे सीबीआई कई सारे सवाल पूछ रही है. आप कोऑपरेट नहीं कर रहे हैं. मनीष जी.
He told you he's a threat to internal security.
Why to brandish weapon? Why it's the need of weapon when you are claiming that it's a peaceful procession which you will be carrying out?
No peace can be established without weapons. Why don't governments and the state and everybody, army, they just dismiss all the armies, all the weapons, dispose everything, and then ask us why do we have weapons?
For 3 months, center and state didn't act. Now Khalistani Amritpal is on a rampage. Anarchy in Punjab, story broken on Republic.
These are the dramatic visuals from the Aam Aadmi Party office, and there you can clearly see the kind of face-off which is going on between the police and the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas. This is the police and the RAF, the forces which has been deployed to control the situation over here, and the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas pushing the police over here and the forces over there. They are just trying to cross the barricade, and this is the protest which is going on regarding this. Manish Sisodia last evening was arrested.
Pictures of Manish Sisodia, who is now being taken out from the CBI headquarters. You can clearly see that Manish Sisodia is now being taken to Rouse Avenue. Try tried to follow him. Live visuals of this very convoy. ये वो गाड़ी है इसमें मनीष सिसोदिया बैठे। सर आप कोऑपरेट क्यों नहीं कर रहे हैं? मनीष जी, आपसे सीबीआई कई सारे सवाल पूछ रही है, आप कोऑपरेट नहीं कर रहे हैं। मनीष जी,
लगातार जो है विरोध प्रदर्शन यहाँ पे जारी है। आम आदमी पार्टी कार्यकर्ता जो हैं वो भाजपा दफ्तर का घेराव करने के प्रयास कर रहे थे, लेकिन जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की तरफ से इन कार्यकर्ताओं को जो है यहीं पर रोक दिया गया है। किसी को भी यहाँ से आगे जाने की इजाजत जो है वो नहीं दी जा रही, ताकि किसी भी तरह की कानून व्यवस्था जो है वो यहाँ पर खराब ना हो।
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight, after what I just showed you and what I am about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are, and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology can you justify this. Republic will only and only be on the side of the people, and we will be against the Netas when that happens. So the Netas are on notice and the Netas have a choice: sack, apologize, or face the legitimate anger of the people of India. Manish Sisodia is now reached. We are getting the live picture. Sir, what do you have to say? आप यहाँ पहुँचे हैं सर, आप you are facing serious allegations sir. Serious allegations आप face कर रहे हैं मनीष सिसोदिया जी. सर नीचे कर दो.
No relief to Manish Sisodia. Supreme Court asked Sisodia to move High Court instead. Aam Aadmi Party says not a setback, will move High Court as asked by the Apex Court.
हर कार्रवाई ऐसे लगता है कि ये गलत हो रहा है और ये केवल पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा है.
Ironically, Vadra Congress lashes out at the Aam Aadmi Party backs CBI against Manish Sisodia. Sepoy Jai Kishore sacrificed his life in Galwan, but his father was thrashed and arrested in Bihar. Netas rushed for photo op, promised a memorial, but now Martyr's family is being targeted over the same memorial. Security forces gunned down two terrorists involved in Kashmiri Pandit Sanjay Sharma's killing in an encounter. Thank you for staying tuned. You're watching the news at 5:30. I'm Suesha Sawant and we get you the latest details. There is no relief for Manish Sisodia. It is a big setback for the Aam Aadmi Party leader and Delhi Deputy Chief Minister, who had rushed to the Supreme Court hoping to get bail after the disappointment in the Rouse Avenue Court yesterday, where he was sent into CBI custody till the 4th of March. Now, the Supreme Court has said that due procedure has not been followed and they cannot interfere at this stage, and that Manish Sisodia should have approached the High Court instead. We're also getting you the latest details as the legal team of the Aam Aadmi Party is now mulling all the legal remedies, also discussing that they will approach the High Court against the CBI as directed by the Apex Court. In its first response, the Aam Aadmi Party has said that it is not a setback and they will do what the Supreme Court has directed them. This amid the many political reactions that we've seen until now, where the Congress also strangely is backing the Aam Aadmi Party. And in a short while from now, we'll have my colleague Shavan and Madhurima I beg your pardon, Shavan, Piyush and Madhurima will join us shortly as we are trying to get further political reactions on the same. Let's listen into some of the responses that have come in until now, both from the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट का और चीफ जस्टिस का बहुत आभारी हूं कि सुबह सुबह हमारे वकील साहब ने कोर्ट में मेंशन किया। सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने मामले को सुनने के लिए हमें आज शाम का समय दिया और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि क्योंकि आप हाई कोर्ट अभी जा सकते हैं, आपके पास इन सीढ़ियों के बीच में एक सीढ़ी है, तो आप पहले उस सीढ़ी पे जो है अपनी बात रखिए। और मुझे लगता है ये बात ठीक है, इसके अंदर कोई गलत बात नहीं है। तो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कहा कि आप माननीय हाई कोर्ट के पास अपनी बात रखें, तो हम हाई कोर्ट के अंदर जो है अब जाएंगे और अपनी बात रखेंगे और हमें पूरा यकीन है कि कोर्ट जो है हमें रिलीफ देगा। देखिए, हमारे तो उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में हैं, कोई क्रिमिनल, कोई जेब कतरा, कोई स्मगलर, वो कोई ना है जेल में। 18 विभाग रखने वाले दिल्ली के उप मुख्यमंत्री जेल में हैं। हम तो हर जगह अर्जी लगाएंगे, हम तो सबसे ऊपर भगवान के यहाँ भी अर्जी लगाएंगे। हम ये नहीं सोचेंगे कि नहीं पहले लोअर कोर्ट चले जाएं, हाई कोर्ट चले जाएं। हम तो सबसे ऊपर भगवान के आगे अर्जी लगा रहे हैं रात से कि भगवान कुछ करे। तो इसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है और सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने जो कहा है वो हम करेंगे।
तो क्या आम आदमी पार्टी भगवान भरोसे है?
देखिए, पूरी दुनिया भगवान भरोसे है और ये जो मान ले वही उसी का कल्याण है जल्द से जल्द। जो नहीं मानता उसको नहीं पता चलता।
उम्मीद है हाई कोर्ट से कुछ राहत मिलेगी?
बिल्कुल उम्मीद है, हाई कोर्ट से उम्मीद है, ईश्वर से भी उम्मीद है।
माननीय सर्वोच्च न्यायालय ने आम आदमी पार्टी को आईना दिखाया है। उन्होंने बताया है कि जिस कोर्ट में मुकदमा चल रहा है वहीं जाइए और वहीं आपकी सुनवाई होगी। लेकिन मैं एक सवाल पूछना चाहता हूं कि आखिर इसकी ज़रूरत क्या थी? कल ही तो हाईकोर्ट का निर्णय आया था, 5 दिन का रिमांड है, मनीष सिसोदिया को बोलने दीजिए। लेकिन मेरी जो जानकारी है, मनीष सिसोदिया जांच से बचना चाहते हैं, वो जवाब देना नहीं चाहते। लेकिन न्यायिक एजेंसी अपना काम कर रही है और अरविंद केजरीवाल और उनकी जितनी भी टीम है, जितना मर्जी हो हल्ला कर लें, अल्टीमेटली सच सामने आएगा। अगर वो उच्चतम न्यायालय के फैसले के बाद भी न्यायालय के निर्णयों के ऊपर उंगली उठाते हैं तो ये उनके करैक्टर को दिखाता है। अरविंद केजरीवाल, आम आदमी पार्टी, पूरी टीम जो है उनका काम है झूठ बोलना, झूठा प्रचार करना। लेकिन शराब का घोटाला, दिल्ली के युवाओं को नशे में डुबोने का जो काम अरविंद केजरीवाल और उसकी पार्टी कर रही थी, लेकिन अब इस घोटाले से वो बच नहीं पाएंगे और निस्संदेह न्यायालय अपना काम करेगा, न्यायिक एजेंसी अपना काम कर रही है।
Cutting across to Piyush, who's joining us from outside the CBI office. Piyush, well, nothing has changed for Manish Sisodia because he continues to be in CBI custody as of now until the 4th of March. Although the Aam Aadmi Party is saying that they will do as per the Supreme Court's direction and approach the High Court at the earliest to try and get bail for Manish Sisodia. But what really is next for the leader?
Well, Suesha, he continues to be there in CBI custody till March 4, which means that 5 days of police custody is the time in which he will be here with the CBI officers. Let me tell you that the investigation continues to take place, and that's what Supreme Court has said. That's the legal route which Aam Aadmi Party are now going to adopt, which means that now they will be approaching to High Court. Most likely by tomorrow they will knock the doors of High Court. But let me try to show you the pictures from right outside the place from where I am reporting. I am reporting from CBI headquarters, which is the place where the Manish Sisodia has been kept. In fact, his interrogation continues to take place. The security personnel who were deployed couple of days back, they are still here at this very road, and the investigation continues to take place. We'll have to wait and watch what kind of strategy Aam Aadmi Party is now going to form from now onwards, because it's a very big jolt to Manish Sisodia and Aam Aadmi Party. Initially, Aam Aadmi Party was saying that there is no evidence against Manish Sisodia, but now, after the evidences those have been collected by CBI, Manish Sisodia has been placed under arrest. Remember that Arvind Kejriwal during Delhi Assembly session had said that CBI keeps on changing the figures on the directions of BJP-led central government because CBI does not have any kind of evidence. In fact, Arvind Kejriwal had gone on to say that if there is any evidence, and why Manish Sisodia is not arrested. This is what Arvind Kejriwal had also said. And at the time when Manish Sisodia was arrested, we saw the change of statements coming in from Aam Aadmi Party leaders, where they started saying that he is now being framed. The point here is that for how long Aam Aadmi Party leaders will run away from explaining the technicalities as far as this scam is concerned. This is the allegation coming in from BJP during the course of...
अन्ना हजारे के महान शिष्य मनीष सिसोदिया जी को भ्रष्टाचार के मामले में सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने कोई राहत नहीं दी। सीधा अर्थ है, जाओ कानून के रास्ते से आओ। The Supreme Court refused to grant any indulgence to one of the most prominent faces on anti-corruption movement led by Shri Anna Hazare, Mr. Manish Sisodia, and go and suffer the consequence of law and court. आज के सुप्रीम कोर्ट के आदेश का सीधा मतलब यही है। अब बाकी क्या बहस हुई, क्या हुई, ये आपने टीवी पर देखा है, चलाया है। सुप्रीम कोर्ट से उनको कोई राहत नहीं मिली और ठीक नहीं मिली। जिन लोगों ने भ्रष्टाचार के नाम पर लड़ाई करते हुए देश के लिए एक नैतिक बल बनाने का दावा किया था, और कौन ईमानदार है और कौन नहीं ईमानदार है, उनका शासन क्या है कि दिल्ली में शराब पीने वालों की संख्या बढ़ाओ, शराब लेने की उम्र 21 की 18 कर दो, शराब के ठेके में पॉलिसी को बदल दो, जो एक्सपर्ट कमेटी की रिपोर्ट है उसको जीएम से चेंज करा दो, और दक्षिण से उत्तर 100 करोड़ का मुनाफा ले लो, जिसमें इस तरह की शर्तें डाल दो कि छोटे प्लेयर्स उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर ही नहीं सके। तो ऐसे ही कार्टलाइजेशन हो जाता है, आप भी जानते हैं। आप उनकी अगर अहर्ता बड़ी कर दें, एलिजिबिलिटी, और प्लस कमीशन को 2% से उठा के कितना कर दिया, 12%, तो दोनों फायदा। तो इससे अच्छी बात और क्या होगी। और 100 करोड़ रुपए मिले, ये तो पूरे मीडिया में चर्चा है, हम क्या बोल रहे हैं अपनी से। और आज मैंने मीडिया में एक और रोचक बात देखा है। जो दक्षिण भारत के ग्रुप बैठे हुए थे एक होटल में, वहां से जो उन्होंने फोटो कॉपी करके उनके एक सहयोगी को दिया, उन्होंने इसी पॉलिसी को बनाओ, और उसका नंबर वही था कागजों का जो नंबर होटल के फोटो कॉपी का था। और फिर आपके एक ग्रुप ने कहा कि नहीं, ये भी नहीं ठीक है, ये भी बदलाव कर दीजिए, तो भी भेज दिया गया। हम मेरिट पर बिल्कुल नहीं जा रहे हैं, हम सीधा कह रहे हैं सीबीआई ने क्या आरोप लगाया है, उसके क्या एविडेंस आए हैं। एविडेंस डिजिटल है, एविडेंस फिजिकल है। देयर इज डिजिटल एविडेंस एंड देयर आल्सो फिजिकल एविडेंस। अब मुझे यहां आके एक खबर मिली कि जो वीआईपी लोग थे उन्होंने 170 फोन बदला। शायद मनीष सिसोदिया ने भी 16 फोन बदला। अब तो मैं देश का थोड़ा इलेक्ट्रॉनिक मंत्री रहा हूं, संचार मंत्री रहा हूं, तो मेरी भी आश्चर्य है अनिल बाबू कि एक नेता अपने 16 फोन बदलता है। हाँ? ये तो कमाल है साहब। तो ये फोन क्यों बदले जा रहे थे, ये रिकॉर्ड्स क्यों डिलीट किए जा रहे थे। आप तो बिल्कुल पारदर्शिता की प्रतिमूर्ति हैं, यही दावा आप करते हैं कि आप और अरविंद केजरीवाल हिंदुस्तान में एक नई पारदर्शिता को लेकर के आए हुए हैं। दिस क्वेश्चन बिकम्स वेरी रेलेवेंट मिस्टर सिसोदिया because whether you or whether your leader, Mr. Kejriwal, they keep on giving certificate of honesty. He is honest, he is dishonest. And you are only deleting. You have shamed Anna Hazare. आपने अन्ना हजारे के ईमानदार आंदोलन की विरासत को बदनाम किया है और दिल्ली में सबको शराब पिला के क्या करना चाहते हैं आप? कहा था कि हम स्कूल खोलेंगे, आप शराब की दुकान खोल रहे हैं। और थोड़ा मेरा राजनीति का अनुभव है, ये पूरे भारत के देश में कहीं नहीं सुना है कि जो शिक्षा मंत्री है वही शराब मंत्री भी है। ये तो और कमाल की बात है। और जिस तरीके से केजरीवाल साहब को क्या कहा जाए, अभी हम लोग गए थे, अनिल बाबू भी थे गुजरात के चुनाव में, तो वहां देखा उनका भाषण कि आईबी हमको रिपोर्ट दे रही है कि हम स्वीप कर रहे हैं। तो हम दोनों बात कर रहे थे कि आईबी की रिपोर्ट इनको कहां से मिल गई, वो भी स्वीप करने की। तो मालूम हुआ उन लोग की जमानत जब्त हो गई, सुपर स्वीप तो भाजपा कर गई। अब कल देखा उनका ट्वीट पर सर्टिफिकेट आ गया कि सीबीआई के सभी लोग उनकी गिरफ्तारी के पक्ष में नहीं थे, दबाव में गिरफ्तार किया गया। केजरीवाल साहब कितना झूठ बोलेंगे? शराब के मुनाफा और कट और कमीशन के लिए कितना करेंगे? मुझे लगता था कि कट और कमीशन एक ही पार्टी की विरासत है, हाँ? लेकिन आज तो कहना पड़ेगा कि 3C केजरीवाल जी की पार्टी के लिए भी बोलना पड़ेगा, कट, कमीशन, करप्शन। और एक बात, मैं मेरिट पे विस्तार से नहीं जाऊंगा, अगर आपको इतना ही ये पूरी पॉलिसी अच्छी थी तो विड्रॉ क्यों किया था? आप मुझे बता दीजिए। तो ये जितना ये बोलते हैं उतने फंसते हैं, ये तो मैं कह रहा हूं। इसलिए आज का मूल विषय यह है कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट से उनकी हार हुई है, उनको कोई रिलीफ नहीं मिला, और जिस तरह से सीबीआई के खिलाफ आरोप, प्रधानमंत्री के खिलाफ आरोप, बिना मतलब का दबाव, और इस बात का हमारे पत्रकार में ध्यान रखें और आपके माध्यम से देश ध्यान रखे, इनके कई नेता जेल में गए हैं, किसी को बेल नहीं मिला है। सत्येंद्र जैन शायद 8-10 महीने से जेल में है ना, उनको बेल नहीं मिला ना, और अब इनका नंबर आया है। तो जैसा काम करोगे वैसे गति होगी। अब इस तरह की ओपन बातें करना, और आज मैं कहना चाहता हूं कि अगर यही बात है तो आप जाइए, क्वेश्चन की बात करिए हाई कोर्ट में, देखते हैं, देखा जाएगा, सीबीआई जवाब देगी अपना। जितना भी विषय मीडिया में आया है उससे स्पष्ट है कि यह करप्शन का टेक्स्ट बुक केस है। आई रिपीट, whatever has appeared in the media, this whole scandal is a textbook case of rampant corruption. और किनके द्वारा? जो देश में ईमानदारी का सर्टिफिकेट बांटते थे। इसलिए आज बीजेपी की ओर से इस विषय को हम देश में उठाएंगे, और ये देश में इसलिए उठाना जरूरी है कि कल वो लोग देश में जो भी उनके कुछ शाखाएं हैं, हमारे नेता, हमारी पार्टी, हमारे सरकार पर बेबुनियाद आरोप लगा रहे थे, आज हम देश को विनम्रता से बताएंगे कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट में भी इनको राहत नहीं मिली। ये सच्चाई है, क्योंकि ये भ्रष्टाचार का टेक्स्ट बुक मामला है। थैंक यू फ्रॉम माय साइड। एनी क्वेश्चन आई एम विलिंग टू।
कोई भी विभाग अपने पास नहीं रखते, लेकिन कोई भी पॉलिसी बनी होगी, मुख्यमंत्री हैं, उनको जानकारी तो जरूर रही होगी। तो आपको लगता है कि मनीष सिसोदिया से पूछताछ होगी, तो जांच की आंच वहां तक?
देखिए, जांच पर मुझे कुछ नहीं बोलना है, ये सीबीआई का विषय है।
All right, so among the back-to-back news conferences that the BJP has been holding against the Aam Aadmi Party, this is coming after the big snap that Manish Sisodia received from the Supreme Court, where the BJP is hitting out at the Aam Aadmi Party once again, saying that they can go knock the doors off the court, but they will get the reply, as it is the Aam Aadmi Party who has misled the people of Delhi by subsidizing alcohol and taking to wrong means. On that note, we slip into a very short commercial break. We'll be back on the other side with more voices on this story. Do stay with us. And the other big story we are tracking for you this evening, Sepoy Jai Kishore, who sacrificed his life in Galwan, where his father was thrashed and arrested when he built his son's memorial in Bihar.
लगातार जो है विरोध प्रदर्शन यहाँ पे जारी है। आम आदमी पार्टी कार्यकर्ता जो हैं वो भाजपा दफ्तर का घेराव करने के प्रयास कर रहे थे, लेकिन जम्मू कश्मीर पुलिस की तरफ से इन कार्यकर्ताओं को जो है यहीं पर रोक दिया गया है। किसी को भी यहाँ से आगे जाने की इजाजत जो है वो नहीं दी जा रही, ताकि किसी भी तरह की कानून व्यवस्था जो है वो यहाँ पर खराब ना हो।
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight, after what I just showed you and what I am about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are, and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology can you justify this. Republic will only and only be on the side of the people, and we will be against the Netas when that happens. So the Netas are on notice and the Netas have a choice. Sack, apologize, or face the legitimate anger of the people of India.
Protest has begun, action is here, and in fact the Aam Aadmi Party workers and the leaders have started gathering at Chandigarh outside BJP headquarters, and even they started protesting. They are raising the slogans against BJP government, and in fact more MLAs and ministers are coming to join this protest, just because after Delhi is the government of Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab, and here the high expectations that maximum support and maximum people are going to join this protest, and heavy police deployment is here, and even the police has prepared with the water cannons, tear gas shells, and extra force has been called in to block these protesters at this point only.
Soros, the allegedly evil Soros, has given a lot of money to a lot of people in the Indian news and especially the Indian digital news ecosystem. These people, who we will henceforth refer to as the hashtag Soros media, are therefore very rich media. The ironical part is that these completely blemished hashtag Soros media then asks the non-Soros media ethical questions. The Soros media asks the non-Soros media, tell us who owns the news. Well, I tell them, Uncle Soros owns you. These unethical members of the Soros media have been completely lying and constantly lying and saying, oh, you got to pay to keep the news free. We are so poor, we have no money, the mainstream media has money, we are broke, help us, please give us 100 rupees. Why 100 rupees? Should even 1 rupee be given by you?
These are the dramatic visuals from the Aam Aadmi Party office, and there you can clearly see the kind of face-off which is going on between the police and the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas. This is the police and the RAF, the forces which has been deployed to control.
A review meeting of BJP's core group took place at the residence of BJP National President JP Nadda in New Delhi to plan the strategies and further programs ahead of the Telangana Assembly elections. Union Home Minister Amit Shah chaired the review meeting with top Telangana BJP leaders to chalk out poll strategies for the Telangana and Karnataka Assembly elections. No relief to Manish Sisodia. Supreme Court asked Sisodia to move to High Court instead, slipping into a short break.
I don't pay taxes to see these uncouth politicians send this image of Indian democracy. I don't pay taxes so they can have 45 non-stop minutes of a bloody battle. I don't pay taxes so they can kick, punch, attack, throw, and they can pin each other down and tear each other's hair. No, I don't pay taxes to hear them abuse and use the most ugly and dirty abuse at each other as they turn an elected house to a battle pitch. I don't pay taxes and you don't pay taxes so they can tear each other's clothes. I don't pay taxes to see this happen. If even tonight, after what I just showed you and what I'm about to show you, if after tonight you remain quiet, then you and me and all of us will deserve this maniacal expression of democracy. We need to tell the Neta how disgusted we are and that in the name of no movement, no right or left wing so-called ideology can you justify this. Republic will only and only be on the side of the people and we will be against the Netas when that happens. So the Netas are on notice and the Netas have a choice. Sack, apologize or face the legitimate anger of the people of India.
These are the dramatic visuals from the Aam Aadmi Party office, and there you can clearly see the kind of face-off which is going on between the police and the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas. This is the police and the RAF, the forces which has been deployed to control the situation over here, and the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas pushing the police over here and the forces over there. They are just trying.
Starting with some breaking news now coming in on this is exclusive. Reports now suggesting that Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has resigned. We'll get in our political editor Aishwarya Kapoor for the latest on this as we get more details. Remember, with a substantial number of portfolios being handled by Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and the other minister who's also behind jail right now is Satyendra Jain. He too was holding some crucial portfolios. Let me just quickly bring in my colleague Aishwarya Kapoor, who's getting us the latest details. Aishwarya, finally what should have happened long back is finally taking place right now with regards to the decision that has now been taken by the Aam Aadmi Party and perhaps that has been accepted by Manish Sisodia. He's finally resigned. What more do you have?
Well, at this point of time, both the ministers who are in jail, Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia, have resigned. It's a double resignation from the Aam Aadmi Party of Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain. Manish Sisodia is no more the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. His resignation has been accepted and so has the resignation of Satyendra Jain. There will be a new Deputy Chief Minister and also the portfolio which Satyendra Jain had will be reallocated. But both have, and their resignation has also been accepted, Chavan. Both, and I repeat, there have been two resignations. Both the resignations have been accepted. First of the Deputy Chief Minister, the big one, Manish Sisodia, number 2 in the party, has resigned and resignation has accepted. The second one being of Satyendra Jain. So Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain both have resigned and their resignation has also been accepted. Their resignation has also been accepted. Resignations have been officially accepted by the Chief Minister, that is Arvind Kejriwal, a new Deputy Chief Minister, and the portfolio of Satyendra Jain will also be reallocated. A new Deputy Chief Minister in Delhi soon. So it's a double resignation, a double whammy, if you could call it so, for the Aam Aadmi Party. They have been saying that ever since, for the last more than 8 to 9 months, Satyendra Jain has been behind bars, but his resignation was not seeked, nor it was asked for. So very clearly now, Arvind Kejriwal has accepted both the resignations. First, the resignation of Manish Sisodia, and then the resignation of Satyendra Jain. There will be a fresh. There will be a new deputy chief minister in Delhi very soon. But a double resignation in the Aam Aadmi Party, both the ministers who are in jail.
In jail. Shawan, that is Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain. Both have resigned and their resignation has also been accepted. This has just happened. Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia, both who are behind bars now. Satyendra Jain has been behind bars for more than 8 months. And as far as Manish Sisodia, he's still in CBI remand. Custodial inquiry is going on. As far as the former Deputy Chief Minister is concerned, he is no more the Deputy Chief Minister. He has resigned and his resignation has also been accepted. Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain's resignations have now been accepted by the Delhi Chief Minister. There will be a new Deputy Chief Minister soon. But both, and I repeat, both Manish Sisodia and Satyendra Jain have resigned and their resignations have also been accepted. We are being told a meeting has been called in late tonight in which a new Deputy Chief Minister will be elected. Whether it is going to be Saurabh Bharadwaj or someone else, you would have to wait and watch for. But at this point of time, Manish Sisodia is no more the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi. His resignation has been accepted by Arvind Kejriwal. So that's an important news coming in, and this has happened after the legal team, and I repeat, this has happened after taking legal advice. Arvind Kejriwal himself has met not one but several former top jurists of the country, and after that this decision has been taken in. So what's the political implication of it within the party and also outside is still to be seen. But these are two important developments where we see that Manish Sisodia is no more the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi and Satyendra Jain is no more a minister in the Arvind Kejriwal's cabinet. Shawan.
Right. Well, thank you very much, Aishwarya, for getting us the latest details. Let me just quickly bring in Charu Pragya of the BJP, who's joining us on this broadcast. Charu, as far as Manish Sisodia is concerned, well, this has happened just after the arrest. What about Satyendra Jain? For several months, he's been behind bars. Finally, his resignation is taken in right now. What is it that your party has to say on this development? Well, in fact, we'll try and reconnect with Charu Pragya in a short while from now. I'm told that Adesh Gupta is joining us on this broadcast. Gupta साहब, आपसे जो सवाल पूछना चाहूँगा वो ये है कि लगातार आप लोग ये मांग कर रहे थे कि रेजिग्नेशन होना चाहिए. आज आम आदमी पार्टी कह रही है कि मनीष सिसोदिया और साथ ही साथ सत्येंद्र जैन दोनों ने इस्तीफा दे दिया है. पर सवाल ये उठता है कि इतने दिन क्यों लगे सत्येंद्र जैन को रिजाइन करने के लिए? कई दिन हो चुके हैं, कई महीने हो चुके हैं कि वो जेल में है, जेल के सलाखों के पीछे है, और अब तक आज जाके वो रेजिग्नेशन देते हैं. Well, we seem to have lost our guests who are joining us on this broadcast. Let me just go back to our senior executive editor, Abhishek Kapoor, who's joining us on this broadcast. Abhishek, let me take this question with you.
It was embarrassing for the Aam Aadmi Party, but now there seems to be some well-chalked out strategy as far as the AAP is concerned. Satyendra Jain was behind bars for more than 8 months, Abhishek, but no resignation was sought. And the Deputy Chief Minister he has given the resignation within 24 hours, and his resignation has also been accepted. And what we are being told by our sources that there is some solid legal advice behind it, Abhishek.
Oh, Aishwarya, even more importantly, perhaps there is a perception crisis also which the Aam Aadmi Party might be facing, and this seems to be a preemptive attempt at taking care of that. It's possible because if they have good legal advice, it did not really work in the Supreme Court because remember when custodial remand is ordered by a magistrate's court, you cannot go for a direct bail to the Supreme Court, to the topmost court of the country. This is not sound legal advice, really. I don't know. This is just my experience of having covered the courts for a while. And you follow a process from the magistrate's court to you go to the district court to the high court and then to the Supreme Court. And there has to be a certain process that has to be followed in terms of when you apply bail, when you don't, and when you are in custody, when a court has granted your custodial intervention.
it's also
can
about
you really
making
apply
news.
for direct kind of bail. But I think what is important is Aishwarya, that it seems that the Aam Aadmi Party has realized that now the manner in which this whole Liquorgate has really snowballed, there are some questions being asked about whether what was done by way of tweaking of that policy was actually right or not. So till now the Aam Aadmi Party could really push the victimhood narrative, or it's likely, because you mentioned that there might be some sound advice in favor of this decision. It's likely that because the Aam Aadmi Party narrative essentially has been about victimhood, so to take the victimhood narrative to the next level, they have decided, okay fine, let the ministers resign. And then also practically speaking, Aishwarya, if you know that Manish Sisodia, for example, had 18 departments in his charge post Satyendra Jain, and many of the departments of Satyendra Jain also with Manish Sisodia. So obviously, if the government has to keep functioning, you need somebody with all these departments to be handled. And that's why I think this is both a mix of practical and necessity, given the fact that if Manish Sisodia is not going to be out immediately, the kind of position we saw of the Supreme Court, and if Satyendra Jain is also not coming out anytime soon, then you need somebody to take care of all those departments 18 plus. And then the perception issue, and then the whole victimhood narrative. So I think combined together, it was perhaps in the fitness of things that the Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal decided that both his ministers should resign, and that they should get somebody so that the government keeps functioning, because it's important that they show.
No, absolutely, Abhishek, but it also shows that how much dependent the Aam Aadmi Party was, or Kejriwal was, on Manish Sisodia.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, if a minister in a cabinet of a dozen odd has 18 departments to himself, that really underscores his importance, or at least the
absolutely, Abhishek. I am just going to stop you there. We have the BJP.
So
we have the former BJP Delhi President Abhishek आदेश गुप्ता जी हम जी बिल्कुल आदेश गुप्ता जी हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं. आदेश गुप्ता जी, ऐश्वर्या बोल रहा हूँ. आदेश गुप्ता जी, मनीष सिसोदिया ने रिजाइन कर दिया है, सत्येंद्र जैन ने भी रिजाइन कर दिया, क्या कहना है आपका, बताइए आदेश जी.
ऐश्वर्या जी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी बहुत दिनों से ये डिमांड करती रही कि पहले सत्येंद्र जैन को इस्तीफा देना चाहिए था, मनीष सिसोदिया को इस्तीफा देना चाहिए, लेकिन आज अल्टीमेटली उन्होंने इस्तीफा दिया है. ये वास्तव में लोकतंत्र की जीत है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी की जीत है, और ये भ्रष्टाचार के जो खिलाफ जो लड़ाई लड़ी है बीजेपी ने, और जो लड़ाई लड़ेगी उसकी जीत हुई है. मैं समझता हूँ कि जिस तरह से इन्होंने करप्शन किया, चाहे वो हवाला में सत्येंद्र जैन का हो या शराब घोटाले में मनीष सिसोदिया का हो, ऐसे में उनका सरकार चला पाना बहुत मुश्किल था. 18 डिपार्टमेंट एक व्यक्ति के पास होना, और वो जेल चला जाना, ऐसे में
आदेश जी प्लीज रुकिएगा. आदेश जी प्लीज रुकिएगा, क्योंकि मेरे साथ आम आदमी पार्टी के विधायक संजीव झा भी जुड़ रहे हैं. संजीव जी, आदेश जी कह रहे हैं आपने करप्शन किया इसलिए आपके साथ ऐसा हो रहा है, आपका क्या कहना है? संजीव झा, आदेश गुप्ता बोथ ऑन है. संजीव झा जी बताइए.
देखिए, अब हम नहीं चाहते थे, एक्चुअली अभी आने वाले समय बजट पास होना है, बहुत सारे काम होने हैं, तो मुझे अब जो तमाम तरह के ये लोग एलिगेशंस लगा रहे हैं, और दिल्ली की जनता सफर न करे, तो दिल्ली की जनता सफर ना करे, इसके लिए निर्णय लिया गया है. और मुझे लगता है कि बजट भी पेश होना और बहुत सारे काम होने हैं. इससे ये साबित नहीं होता है कि वो दोनों पे जो एलिगेशन है वो एलिगेशन इनका ठीक है. वो तो तानाशाही अपना मचा ही रहे हैं, वो जबरदस्ती जेल में बंद कर रहे हैं. जो शिक्षा और स्वास्थ्य का जो मॉडल है, उस मॉडल खत्म करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं, लेकिन वो मॉडल और आगे बढ़े
नहीं. बट आप इसका इम्प्लीकेशन समझ रहे हैं संजीव जी? आप खुद एक विधायक हैं. मनीष सिसोदिया अब दिल्ली के उप मुख्यमंत्री नहीं हैं, और ये 24 घंटे के अंदर हुआ है उनकी CBI रिमांड में जाने के बाद. आप इसका पॉलिटिकल इम्प्लीकेशन समझ रहे हैं संजीव जी?
नहीं, इसका पॉलिटिकल इम्प्लीकेशन क्या है? 7 दिन में बजट आना है, फिर बजट कौन पेश करेगा? बजट कैसे पेश होगा? बजट का काम रुका पड़ा है. तो इसीलिए बजट ठीक से आ पाए, फिर बाकी डेवलपमेंट का काम हो पाए, तो सीधा यही तो मनीष जी ने कहा था कि थोड़ा समय दे दो हमें, मैं फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर हूँ, बजट.
लेकिन आदेश गुप्ता जी तो कुछ और कह रहे हैं. आदेश गुप्ता जी, संजीव जी कह रहे हैं ये सिर्फ दिल्ली के जनता के लिए हो रहा है.
दिल्ली की जनता इनकी बात
पहले भी सत्येंद्र जैन के ऊपर जब आरोप लगे तो और जेल गए थे, बहुत देर से डिमांड थी कि उनको इस्तीफा देना चाहिए, लेकिन उन्होंने इस्तीफा नहीं दिया. अब मनीष सिसोदिया 18 डिपार्टमेंट संभाले और ये बात ये साबित हो चुकी है, जिस तरह के सबूत मिले हैं, जिस तरह भ्रष्टाचार किया है। मेरा एक ही सवाल है कि जो 2% से बढ़ा के 12% शराब माफिया के लिए कमीशन किया और वापस किकबैक 6% लिया, वो क्यों किया गया था? और शराब पॉलिसी क्यों बनाई गई थी? फिर क्यों आपने वापस ले लिया अगर करप्शन नहीं किया था?
संजीव झा जी, संजीव जी, okay, so we'll try to reconnect with Sanjeev Jha, but Adesh Gupta, आदेश जी, संजीव झा कह रहे हैं कि ये सिर्फ इसलिए हुआ है क्योंकि 7 से 8 दिन के अंदर दिल्ली का बजट पेश होना है। या एब्सोल्युटली आदेश जी, तो हम बीजेपी की पत्रकार वार्ता की तरफ जा रहे हैं। गोइंग डायरेक्ट टू द बीजेपी प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस लाइव राइट नाउ। रविशंकर प्रसाद,
क्योंकि आप लोग लंबे समय से इस्तीफे की मांग कर रहे हैं।
दामन में बहुत धब्बे हैं, प्रतीक्षा करिए, कई चीज अपने आप निकलती है ना, बस। हाँ, लेकिन जब धब्बे बड़े होते हैं तो वो फिर बच नहीं पाते हैं, इसलिए प्रतीक्षा करिए, ठीक है? We have just learned that Mr. Manish Sisodia has resigned, and so has Mr. Satinder Jain. And to our great surprise, Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has also accepted the resignation of Mr. Satinder Jain after 9 months. Come on. If Mr. Manish Sisodia had any moral compass left, being the disciple of Anna Hazare movement, he ought to have resigned on the day this scandalous allegations came to light. He ought to have told, first I will get exonerated, then I will come back. But his plea in the Supreme Court was, I am looking after 18 departments, therefore please give me bail. The keenness was there to run the department, not to explain the scandalous case of corruption. Therefore, again I would repeat, the whole conduct of Aam Aadmi Party is typified by 3C: cut, commission and corruption. Thank you.
Shravan, Abhishek, Shravan, Piyush. So BJP seems to be gunning, but the Aam Aadmi Party is saying, Shravan, there are only 7 days left, Abhishek. And if I could go to Piyush first, if we also have Piyush with us, who's reporting from field. Okay. Yes. So I have Abhishek with me. Abhishek, Aam Aadmi Party says 7 days left for the budget. BJP says nothing doing. This is exactly what we've been saying. You are corrupt, your government is corrupt, your ministers are corrupt. Abhishek.
करते थे, अब इनके दूसरे शराब मंत्री जेल में हैं, CBI की गिरफ्त में हैं और इनको पद्मश्री देने की बात करते थे। यानी कि अरविंद केजरीवाल जी के मापदंड देखिए, इनको लगता है कि जो सबसे बड़ा घोटाला करे उसको सबसे बड़ा सम्मान दिया जाए, लेकिन उन्होंने शहीद भगत सिंह और बाकी सबको अपमानित करने का काम किया जब उनसे जोड़ने का काम किया। कभी शराब घोटाला, कभी स्वास्थ्य घोटाला, कभी जमीन घोटाला। पंजाब में इनकी सरकार बनी तो विजय सिंगला इनके मंत्री को एंटी करप्शन ब्यूरो ने गिरफ्तार किया। इनके ऐसे ऐसे नेता हैं जो एक के बाद दूसरा, 11 लोग तो इनके जेल में ही हैं या अन्य आरोपों में हैं। भ्रष्टाचारियों की एक टीम अलग से बन गई।
So that was Minister of Information and Broadcasting Abhishek taking on the government. So it's a full-blown war between the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, where the Aam Aadmi Party claims all of this is happening only on the basis of the BJP, and the BJP says, hey, you do corruption, you face the music. Abhishek.
Exactly, Ashwarya. So, I was saying that it's for the courts to decide whether actually corruption took place, and if yes, whether Manish Sisodia was involved in it. But I think the resignations are directly connected with more practical aspects of Aam Aadmi Party's politics. Of course, that Manish Sisodia was handling 18 departments, including the finance one, and the fact that budget is to be presented. So obviously, they need somebody to be taking care of that process, and if Manish Sisodia does not resign does not give up the finance portfolio, the budget would have hit a stalemate. So that's one practical aspect. The other, of course, is, as I said, the victimhood narrative which the Aam Aadmi Party has really pushed in this entire saga between Satyen Jain and Manish Sisodia and all the cases that have happened in between and for which they are accused now and are being investigated. So if they resign, the Aam Aadmi Party can say that, see, the kind of obstructionism they have faced from agencies guided by the central government, which is ruled by the BJP, that they had no option but to sacrifice two of their most important ministers, senior ministers, and make do with whatever is there. So obviously the Aam Aadmi Party sort of trying to make the best of the situation, but the fact of the matter is that there seems to be a case of not very sound legal advice. Ashwarya, I am not saying bad legal advice, but still short of bad legal advice, I think it was not a good idea to go to the Supreme Court, and that discomfiture was there in the soundbite that came in, or the reaction that came in post the Supreme Court order. From Saurabh Bharadwaj, for example, Aishwarya, when he said that we are praying before God Almighty as well. So it seems that there is certain absence of sound legal advice so far as Manish Sisodia's case is concerned. But having said that, now resignations taking place, and Aam Aadmi Party, of course, or Arvind Kejriwal actually looking at fighting the budget session first before anything else.
Absolutely, Abhishek. Absolutely, Abhishek. And if we could just go to Piyush, our colleague Piyush, it's these are troubled times for the Aam Aadmi Party. Arvind Kejriwal is the Chief Minister, but Manish Sisodia is no more the Deputy Chief Minister. Had 18 portfolios, and a budget needs to be presented in less than a week, Piyush.
Well, certainly, Aishwarya, and it's very important. It was, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal was in lot of pressure of, sacking these ministers. Why? Because Manish Sisodia was handling 18 portfolios. He was handling the portfolios of Satyendra Jain too. In fact, he was in jail, but he had no portfolios. But he was still the minister in Kejriwal government. You would also remember as to how Ravindra Pal Gautam was also removed during the campaigning of Gujarat elections. At the time, he had made a statement which did not go well within the Aam Aadmi Party, and he had also to be removed. So technically the government is now left with only 4 ministers: Gopal Rai, Kailash Gehlot, Imran Hussain, and then Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal, remember that even he does not hold any kind of portfolios. All the important portfolios, be it about home, health, all these were education, all these were only with Manish Sisodia. And now when he is behind the bars, when he is facing the heat of CBI officers, the budget had to be tabled. Many important projects of Delhi government had to be resumed, or the concerned minister was supposed to take care of many other things of Delhi government. So we believe that most likely because of this reason that many budget projects were stalled. Manish Sisodia has now been removed, and in coming few minutes or by tomorrow we can expect Aishwarya, new names could be announced. In fact, like you mentioned, that late night meeting has also been called in, strategy meeting has also been called in. There are other top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, those could be given this huge responsibility. But now BJP is very much happy. BJP had been demanding since the time Manish Sisodia was arrested that these ministers should be sacked, and Satyendra Jain's resignation was being sought for the last more than 8 to 9 months since the time he was sent behind the bars. And now when Manish Sisodia is also in CBI's custody, BJP was mounting a lot of pressure on Arvind Kejriwal. We can expect new names to be inducted by tomorrow in coming few days, but that can only be decided after the kind of strategy meet which has been called in by Arvind Kejriwal. Aishwarya.
Well, absolutely, Piyush, but we also need to understand that, Abhishek, politically speaking, these are embarrassing times for Arvind Kejriwal, a party which said that we are a party with a difference, we'll take suo moto cognizance, and as far as the issue of corruption is concerned, there is going to be not zero, but minus tolerance. Their 2 ministers are behind bars, and they are just not 2. One is number 3, one is number 2, who had 18 portfolios, Abhishek, and just by distancing themselves with them now, when Manish Sisodia is in CBI custody, Shavan, the work will not do. It's going to have its political ramifications.
Well, Aishwarya, we are forgetting the fact that Satyendra Jain has been behind bars for several months put together. This was a demand that was made by the Bharatiya Janata Party for several months put together, saying that here is a minister who faces some serious allegations. Why wasn't the call taken for accepting the resignation of Satyendra Jain, and why club it now? The fact of the matter is that Manish Sisodia also faces some grave allegations. It has only taken the final punitive action of the Central Bureau of Investigation escalating this entire decision of the Aam Aadmi Party, for especially when this party in the past on multiple occasions have demanded the resignation of several other leaders, especially those who have faced any sort of allegation. The very genesis of this party is from multiple allegations that they have leveled against industrialists to other political parties, and they've always said that they are the Kattar Imandar party. If that's the case, then I think so, the decision should have been taken much earlier. But having said that, this is going to only lead to that political slugfest between both the parties. It is expected that the Bharatiya Janata Party will also latch on to the fact that this was a decision which was taken much later, should have taken much earlier, especially given the fact that one of the crucial ministers, Satyendra Jain, has been behind bars for several months, and that too for Hawala transactions, that too for disproportionate assets case.
Well, absolutely, Shawan. But at this point of time, if you could just see, it's a double whammy for the Aam Aadmi Party. It's a double resignation being accepted by Arvind Kejriwal. And if you see, Abhishek, Piyush, the names which are going around, and as I said, Saurabh Bharadwaj could very well be one of them. Atishi Singh is another leader. Raghav Chadha, who has moved his base to Punjab, may not be in the race anymore. But you see, these are not comfortable times as far as the Aam Aadmi Party is concerned. Whoever takes the baton from Manish Sisodia is going to have an uphill task. And as far as politically speaking, this could really be a weakening time for Arvind Kejriwal, politically speaking, because they were already planning, Abhishek, to contest in Rajasthan, to contest in Chhattisgarh. Their leader, Sanjeev Jha, who was just speaking to us, has been given the responsibility for Chhattisgarh. Their full team is in Rajasthan. They also wanted to contest a limited number of seats in Madhya Pradesh. So their whole expansion process will come to a halt. Abhishek.
All right, I believe there is some breaking news development and I should be going to Shawan for that. Shawan, I believe there are some details about missing files which you have gathered, based on which CBI has built up its case. And in fact, based on that argument, CBI got the custody of Manish Sisodia for questioning. Over to you with that breaking news development, Shawan.
Well, in fact, if the question that was being asked, what is there to arrest Manish Sisodia when they've already arrested several other people and they have been in a position to gather evidence? The question here is that there is another file that is basically missing. Let's now put out the details of that secret file that has gone missing and why it is very, very important. Because remember, when the first draft that was completely rejected, because that first draft recommendation essentially indicated that privatization will lead to cartelization, something that Manish Sisodia and his gang did not like it. The second draft recommendation was the one which was tabled by then Excise Commissioner, and this time what is important to point out, and something that we need to highlight, Abhishek, that this time this expert draft recommendation, expert committee's recommendation, included the opinion of a former Chief Justice of India. And not just that, there are other legal luminaries whose opinion was actually taken, and surprisingly, this particular file has already gone missing. So where is this file, and why this file is important? Because remember, the question here is that the entire issue of the profit margin was actually addressed in the draft recommendation, and the CBI basically suspects the difference between the old profit margin and the new profit margin. The difference is exactly the kickback. The kickback that was given as an advance. We have much more details with regards to the advance payment that was made by the retailers, how the money was actually utilized. So that first big breaking news now coming in, Abhishek, is with regards to the file that has basically gone missing, and this file contained the legal opinion of the former Chief Justice of India.
Shawan, hold on.
It seems very interesting that the files which had some expert opinion, including that of a former Chief Justice of India and legal luminaries, is gone missing. So is it that that file contained an opinion which was against going ahead with this policy, and that's why it's missing from all the search that the CBI has carried out, both at the official residence of Manish Sisodia and his office. But then we have a breaking news development coming in, Shravan, and confirmed by Aishwarya. So I'll let Aishwarya speak on that. Aishwarya, over to you. I believe there is some development in connection with who takes on the baton from Manish Sisodia, and in the case of Satyen Jain, the departments that were being held between the two of them. Who in the Aam Aadmi Party leadership is going to be taking those departments up and becoming ministers in the Arvind Kejriwal government?
Well, Abhishek, absolutely. But at this point of time, we need to understand till now, Arvind Kejriwal has kept himself completely away. And I repeat, completely away from all of these portfolios. He has played it very safe. He has not signed any files. He has stayed from all critical portfolios. But these are unprecedented times. And if it is not going to be Arvind Kejriwal who is going to be presenting the budget, I repeat, if it is not going to be Arvind Kejriwal, then it could very well be either Saurabh Bharadwaj or Atish Singh. As we've been saying, both of these two senior leaders who have not been given any responsibility in Punjab are the two names who are up in the race. But it's only if Arvind Kejriwal decides not to present the budget himself. If he decides, he can. But going by the precedent set by Kejriwal, he has kept himself at a distance from all the important and critical portfolios and the files. So that has been his way. That has been his play. But if he decides to continue, but these are unprecedented times, the main man, his Senapati, his warrior, the man on whom he trusted the most, is in CBI custody. The man whom he claims, against whom the whole central government has come together and attacked, is now in CBI remand. So whom will he trust? Can he trust anyone else to that level that he trusted Manish Sisodia? If sources are to believe, no. He only trusted Manish Sisodia, and now with Manish Sisodia becoming inaccessible, being behind bars, these are troubled times and unprecedented times, and hence we say, Abhishek and Shravan, Piyush, that only and only if he decides to change his play and says that yes, this is the time that he takes the charge, then it will be Arvind Kejriwal, and if it is not Arvind Kejriwal, then it could be either of these two. I repeat, Saurabh Bharadwaj or Atish Singh, but this is still a bit early, I would say. Late tonight is an important meeting, post which we will get more clarity on this issue. But it could very well be also Arvind Kejriwal, because he cannot trust on anyone else as he used to on Manish Sisodia, and his main man is behind bars now. So it's an unprecedented situation for Arvind Kejriwal, for the Aam Aadmi Party, and politically speaking, the BJP seems to be gunning for Arvind Kejriwal, saying that the buck does not, and I repeat, the buck does not stop at Manish Sisodia. They are targeting Arvind Kejriwal also. So will the Delhi Chief Minister himself present the budget, Abhishek? That is also going to be very, very interesting, because all through his politics of 7, 8, 6 years, he has kept himself at an arm's length. But now he has no other options. Either he would have to trust his number 2 leadership, that is Saurabh, Atishi, and then so on, or he decides to take the onus on himself and present the budget. Abhishek, Shravan.
Reason why perhaps these changes are taking place, in fact, Aishwarya, that Aam Aadmi Party government has to present a budget. Manish Sisodia was holding the finance department, finance portfolio, and if he's not there, if he's not going to come out anytime soon, and I think that explains why the Aam Aadmi Party hurried in going up to the Supreme Court, because they realized if they follow the process of from a magistrate's court to a district court to a high court and ultimately to the Supreme Court, they might not get clarity as to when Manish Sisodia would be out, and that's why I think they went to the Supreme Court, got some clarity. The process has to be followed. Absolutely, they took a chance.
We are joined by Mr. Virendra Sachdeva, senior leader. Sachdeva ji, आपको हमारी आवाज आ रही है? Sachdeva ji, आपको हमारी आवाज आ रही है?
जी, मैं सुन रहा हूँ.
वीरेंद्र सचदेवा जी, मनीष सिसोदिया ने रिजाइन कर दिया है. आम आदमी पार्टी कह रही है कि ये सब बीजेपी करा रही है, बीजेपी कह रही है कि करप्शन किया है, तो अब हमको क्यों ब्लेम कर रहे हो?
देखिए, आज दिल्ली की जीत हुई है. हम लगातार कई महीनों से इस बात को कर रहे हैं और लगातार दिल्ली में संघर्ष कर रहे थे कि सत्येंद्र जैन और मनीष सिसोदिया, इन दोनों को इस्तीफा देना होगा. शराब घोटाले की जो काली दलाली इन लोगों ने खाई है, उसका खामियाजा इनको भुगतना पड़ेगा. कर्म इनके हैं तो इस्तीफा भी ये दे रहे हैं.
किसने कहा था चोरी करने के लिए? किसने कहा था?
सचदेवा जी, वो तो ये कह रहे हैं कि आपकी पार्टी यानी बीजेपी, सचदेवा जी, आम आदमी पार्टी ने आधा दर्जन से ज्यादा पत्रकार वार्ताएं करके, प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस करके ये कहा है कि भैया ये तो बीजेपी करा रही है। तो आपका इसका क्या काउंटर है आपका?
मुझे सिर्फ इतना बताइए कि शराब नीति बीजेपी ने बनाई थी क्या? किसने कहा था शराब नीति बनाने के लिए? किसने कहा था 2% से कमीशन 12% करने के लिए? किसने कहा था किकबैक वापस लेने के लिए?
बिल्कुल ठीक।
किसने कहा था शराब की दुकानें 3 गुना बढ़ा के गली में, स्कूलों के पास, मंदिर के पास, गुरुद्वारे के पास खोलने के लिए? किसने कहा था कि एक पौवे के साथ दूसरा पौवा फ्री दीजिए? ये सब काला धंधा इन लोगों ने किया है। इसमें काली दलाली के सूत्रधार खुद मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल है। ये लड़ाई अभी खत्म नहीं हुई है। मनीष सिसोदिया तो अभी बाकी है, अरविंद
वीरेंद्र सचदेवा जी, आप दिल्ली बीजेपी के प्रदेश अध्यक्ष हैं, आपको पता है कि आम आदमी पार्टी कह रही है, सचदेवा साहब, कि भाई एलजी, जो उस समय के एलजी थे, उन्होंने तो फाइनल ड्राफ्ट साइन किया होगा। आपने उस समय के डिप्टी सीएम को जेल में डाल दिया, एलजी से तो पूछ लो। आप उनके इस काउंटर को कैसे देखते हैं?
मैं फिर कह रहा हूँ, आज दोपहर को भी हमने बोला है कि तिनके के पीछे पहाड़ को छुपाने की कोशिश मत कीजिए। आखिरी जो मीटिंग हुई है, जो अप्रूवल गया है, उसमें एलजी साहब को सम्मिलित नहीं किया गया। एक बार कागजों को अच्छे से जांच।
तो आप कह रहे हैं कि एलजी के साइन के बिना ये पॉलिसी इंप्लीमेंट हो गई?
मैंने ये नहीं कहा कि एलजी के साइन के बिना। मैंने ये कहा कि जो फाइनल अप्रूवल हुआ है, उसकी जो प्रोसीडिंग है, उसमें एलजी साहब के साइन है या नहीं, एक बार जांच।
ओके,
थैंक यू।
तो बिल्कुल, या अभिषेक, ओवर टू यू।
Well, obviously, Ashwarya, you know, the BJP obviously would want everyone to believe that this is comeuppance and that the Aam Aadmi Party is suffering because it indulged in some acts which classify as corruption, and that's why the agencies are after their leaders, including Manish Sisodia in this case or Satyen Jain earlier. The fact of the matter is that while the judicial process would go on and it has its own trajectory, the Aam Aadmi Party was faced with an immediate decision to make in the backdrop of the budget session, and the fact that they have to present before the people of Delhi an account of a statement of account of the Delhi government, and that's what budget is. So I think that's the practical reason why resignation has been taken from Manish Sisodia and Satyen Jain also, because remember, Manish Sisodia
Abhishek, we are being told so no new ministers
for the last 8 months.
No new ministers to be sworn in, but the portfolios will be divided. So the portfolios will be divided between Kailash Gehlot and Rajkumar Anand. So the 18, and I say that the 18 portfolios, Abhishek, about which you were just stressing about, that's how important Manish Sisodia was for Arvind Kejriwal. So they are going to be divided between, and I repeat, Rajkumar Anand and Kailash Gehlot, according to our sources. So that Atishi Singh and Saurabh Bharadwaj, that part has been reserved. So no new swearing in, no new ministers to be sworn in. Kailash Gehlot and Rajkumar Anand, who are already ministers in the Arvind Kejriwal government, Abhishek, they will be given, whether it's going to be 9-9, 10-8, but that is going to be divided between these two, Rajkumar Anand and Kailash Gehlot, Abhishek. So yeah, Arvind Kejriwal decides not to trust on any new ministers. He's going to divide these portfolios between Kailash Gehlot and Rajkumar Anand. Kailash Gehlot was also somewhere or the other coming under the ambit of this alcohol scam, of this sharab scam, Abhishek. But yes, that's what is basically is being decided according to our sources, that the portfolios, Abhishek, are going to be divided between Rajkumar Anand and Kailash Gehlot as of now. So no new ministers to be sworn in. Abhishek.
Well, that's the prerogative of the Chief Minister, Aishwarya, and if he so decides that maybe he needs more firepower outside, both Saurabh Bharadwaj being the chief spokesperson of the party and Atishi, essentially handling the municipal corporation of Delhi, as we saw from the pictures as well. That's the reason perhaps they have not been rostered in the government insofar as the National Capital Territory, government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi is concerned, which is headed by Arvind Kejriwal as Chief Minister. So obviously, Arvind Kejriwal hedging his bets, keeping powder dry insofar as the young Turks of the party are. Remember, Saurabh Bharadwaj, in fact, has been a minister already in the first term of the government, and then he was sent to the party. because the party has been expanding, outside of Delhi. they have come to power in Punjab, and they made some considerable gains in Gujarat in terms of vote share, and they have done that in Goa and other states as well. So I think we are seeing Arvind Kejriwal really playing his cards in a manner that he manages the human resource of the party equally well. But what is important is that there seems to be catching up of some perception issues as well. Aishwarya, remember in the case of Satyendra Jain, it's been about 8 months and the party thought, Aam Aadmi Party thought that they could really brazen it out and make it a victimhood narrative. But then with Manish Sisodia now also getting into the net of agencies, so to say, and the questioning going on, custodial interrogation going on, I think Arvind Kejriwal decided to make the next move, which is to make them resign. Obviously, partly because of the practical reason that the budget has to be presented.
Yeah. Absolutely, Abhishek. And from Abhishek, if you could just go to our colleague Piyush, who's on ground. Piyush, so it could very well be Kailash Gehlot and Rajkumar Anand once again, close aides of Arvind Kejriwal. But can Kejriwal trust anyone as he trusted Manish Sisodia? The amount of trust he had on Manish. Piyush.
Well, Aishwarya, you would remember that Manish Sisodia is not only number 2 in the government, but also number 2 in the party, and his absence would certainly be felt by Arvind Kejriwal. But he is now forced because there are many projects, those are stalled. Remember that budget was also to be tabled, and before that, Manish Sisodia has now been arrested. And last time he was summoned, he has cited the reason that he has to give final touches to the budget, and that is why he skipped the summons last time. Those were sent by CBI. Now, when he joined, he was arrested. Now, Arvind Kejriwal is forced to have to sack them. Remember that he was in fact a lot of pressure by the BJP, because BJP was not only seeking the resignation of Manish Sisodia but also of Satyendra Jain for the last many months. And now if we talk about Kailash Gehlot, he was already having the portfolios of Transport Ministry. In fact, he was handling the portfolio of Rajendra Pal Gautam too. Remember that he was also sacked during the last election.
अरविंद केजरीवाल से पूछे बिना कोई काम होता है?